Have you ever wondered about the difference between fall and autumn? Both of these words refer to that cool season, the time between summer and winter when the leaves change color. But there is a small difference in how these words are used. Fall is more commonly used in American English and has a less formal sound than autumn, which is probably more common in British English. Fall. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 761. Save these idioms for a rainy day. Fall is here, and that means rainy days and wind, apples and nuts, and of course, leaves. And we're diving into a whole bunch of idioms inspired by fall. Perfect timing, right? The leaves are changing. There's a chill in the air. Well, we're going to leaf through a bunch of idioms that have those fall items and see how we can use them in everyday conversational English. Let's check them out. Listen to this story about Tommy and his brother. Last night, Jack and Tommy were having a drink after work. It seems like Tommy was under the weather, but actually the problem is his brother, who is driving him nuts. Jack was surprised to hear that because he thought Tommy's brother turned over a new leaf. Nope. It seems like Tommy's brother is just nuts and doesn't know how to save for a rainy day. It also seems like he has never gotten wind of something called planning. His father is the same and spends more than he saves. Seems like the apple never falls far from the tree. Okay, let's check out these idioms. So, Tommy's feeling a little under the weather. Under the weather. It's like saying you're not feeling well, but way more interesting than just saying sick, right? Like, you wouldn't say to your doctor, "Oh, I'm feeling a bit under the weather." This idiom is more for casual conversations. I'm not going to go to work today because I'm under the weather. It's got that friendly, everyday vibe. I was a little under the weather yesterday, so I just stayed home from school. Now, it turns out there's a reason Tommy's feeling a little down. His brother is driving him nuts. In this case, nuts means crazy, and when someone drives you crazy, they annoy you. My neighbor always plays loud music at night. He really drives me nuts. I always take the train to work because being in traffic on the highway drives me nuts. Okay, next, Tommy is hoping that maybe his brother's annoying habits are a thing of the past, that maybe he's turned over a new leaf. A leaf in this case refers to a page in a book, and when you turn over a new leaf in a book, you have something new to read. As an idiom, turning over a new leaf, it's like hitting the reset button, making a fresh start. My sister turned over a new leaf. She stopped smoking and started exercising at the gym. When you turn over a new leaf, you change your life by breaking old bad habits and starting fresh. And it's just like this new season of fall, like nature's giving us a chance to start fresh too. But unfortunately for Tommy, it seems like his brother hasn't made a fresh start yet, because as Tommy said, he's still nuts. And here, nuts just means being a little crazy or maybe a little foolish. And to be nuts can be used in so many ways. Sometimes it's not so serious, like, you're going to eat another slice of pizza? You're nuts. And sometimes it's more serious, like, you're nuts for going out with that girl again. She broke your heart last year. So it all depends on the context. You knew that, right? Okay, so far we've covered feeling under the weather, getting driven nuts, and the hope of new beginnings, turning over a new leaf. Next, let's talk about saving for a rainy day. This idiom talks about being prepared for something. You never know when you might need a little extra cash set aside for those unexpected things that come up in life. So, you save some money for a rainy day. You can also save something special, like, I got a bottle of Japanese sake that's hard to get in the States. I am totally saving that for a rainy day. It's like doing something good for your future self. Okay, this next idiom, I love this one because it's so visual. To squirrel something away. It's like, picturing a squirrel burying its nuts for later. When you squirrel something away, it's like you are putting something away carefully, keeping it safe and hidden for the future. My uncle used to squirrel away some special bottles of cognac. Ooh, cognac. This must have been some good rainy day savings. And my friend Jack squirrels away 20% of his salary for retirement. Smart guy. Next, let's switch gears a bit. Get wind of something. This one always makes me think of secrets and rumors. Oh yeah, like you're catching an idea of something interesting, but you don't have all the details yet. And maybe you're not supposed to know. Like when you get wind of a surprise birthday party or you get wind of some juicy gossip going around the office. You get wind of it. Okay, are you ready for our last idiom of the day? This one is a classic, especially when we're talking about fall and family. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. This is an old proverb that we use to mean that children often behave just like their parents. Like, you could inherit your mom's amazing singing voice, or you might inherit your dad's interesting dance moves. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Chris is a smoker, and now his teenage son started smoking. Yep, the apple never falls far from the tree. So you can use this idiom in positive or negative situations. Keep in mind, the best way to remember idioms like these or any other word or phrase in English is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. Hey, did you know that you can get the chance to practice this kind of English with me directly? Yeah, you can get more practice using your English when you join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends, join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 761. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast is brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.